What's up, peeps? It's the Blainster. Coming back. Round 2. As you guys could tell by the thumbnail and what you see behind me, we applied some resin yesterday after the live. And I'm going to show you guys how they came out and what our next step is. So, let's go. Jay Howe, my boy. Love you, guy. My boy is a concert goer. Him and Marilyn both, man. That's badass. Living their best life. He that video there, everybody dancing up on the car, badass. Powerhouse Audio. What the fuck is up? Oh, your boy's got a new instrument. I don't know why I'm in a good mood today. You want to know why I'm in a good mood? Because how these fuckers turned out. Once I got to pick up stuff real quick, and we'll get into it. I just wanted to start the live. I just wanted to get that going. I don't even have anything plugged in yet. Let me just move these for a minute. Oh. We're gonna do just a little bit of sanding. Nothing like, oh my god. This is gonna be pretty easy. I'm gonna handle it real quick. And you guys are gonna see these things take shape like that. Once we get all that excess out, we're gonna cut out those rings. We're gonna sand down right around the flush mount. So you'll get a real good idea. And then once I do all that, we can flip them over, and then we can just air reciprocate all that plastic out. But we're gonna have to be do our due diligence and pay attention, because there's some things back there that I don't know if they're so much as structural to the panel, but they're definitely detrimental to the panel because they're hooks and shit like that. So just give me 1 minute. Talk amongst yourselves. I messaged the man of the hour earlier, Stuart, let him know that I was going live. He must be at church or something. I don't know. Let me go plug everything in that I need plugged in. Let me make sure this is off. All right. I got my coffee. It's a nice Sunday. You want to know why I'm in a fucking good mood? It's because of the weather. The weather is changing. I am so close to getting outside with the mini truck again, man. Listen, the mini truck is going to be dope. I got like underglow kits, and we're adding a bunch of like little trinkets to it to kind of like, I'm excited. But right now, I do have this knife. That'll work for now. Let me just get everything out that we're going to need, so I'm not running around like I am right now. Oh, Jesus, Hastings. Oh, well, that's kind of a good news kind of a thing. Ooh, that actually might be dull enough, which is good. Blow. My favorite tool. My boy, Kingsmore. Y'all need a golf cart. If the other two people in here, or the other one person now, besides Kingsmore, need a fucking golf cart. Fucking, he's the man. Alright, let's set this over here. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get it actually way out of the way because, oh, there, see? No matter what, it doesn't matter how nice it is outside. You got a fucking furnace that always, that's just money going whoosh. I better be careful with this. Oh, here we go. Let's show you guys what happened here. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Oh, too much. There we go. So as you can see, we got our first coat, nice resin on there, solid. All right, did it very, very cleanly too. Notice how it's not all dripped and all over the place and yucky. That's a no-no. Oops. Oh, my life. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I think that's back to normal. Dank Daily, my boy. Yeah. Give me one sec. I gotta figure out. I zoomed in like a moron. Let me try. Oops. Anyway, we got our first layer on. Nice and solid. All right. You know, and like I said, Stuart wanted that little kick. Trying to, I don't know if you can see how that 10 kind of has a little kick out and then up just a little bit. But after we cut those out, after we cut all this stuff out, all this fabric on the other side, we're gonna get rid. You see our staple line right here? That came through. We're gonna bend all those over. All right, we have to get rid of all this extra plastic. Why do we need to get rid of it? So we can fiberglass the back side of this. So let's do that now. Bryce, good to see you, my boy. I fucked my whole shit up. Well, I'm going to be doing it, so let's get you guys up close. It's better than looking at me, I guess. So, all this area right here. Yesterday what I did, since these are recessed, aka flush mount, alright, when I take these, actually I got one here. This is what they mean by flush mount. You see how this ring kind of indents? This is for when you set your speaker in, it's flush. It doesn't protrude out. Alright? Same thing, and what I did yesterday was I took a magic marker and I pushed down on the fabric and I made a circle because there's no need to fiberglass all this area because this is all getting cut out. So that's just kind of a real rough estimate point of where to do it. So right now, let's just cut this one up. This really probably isn't as meticulous right now. We just want to get that stuff away right to the fiberglass because this is when we're going to take our hand belt sander and we're going to go around and we're going to trim up all this area. And by doing this also, it's exposing in the back all the plastic. See? All the plastic that needs to get cut away. So all this stuff is going to be gone. So let's just do the next one. Hey, I got a few people in here. If you guys could, man, just hit that like button for me, man. I like seeing that stuff. See, we just kind of want to get the fabric. We're not going to really dive too deep into that fiberglass with this because there's no need to. You know, and you got to remember, we have a real thick coat, you know, so pretty much we fiberglassed all this. So right now this is a shell, which as you can hear, it's pretty solid, you know, but we're gonna stiffen that up, you know, 5 times of what it is now. All right, let me turn this a little bit. Let's get this one. Hope everybody's enjoying your Sunday. Yo, I didn't even realize that we had to like set our clocks and stuff. That's crazy work. All right, I gotta be careful here because I was getting sloppy, and next thing you know, I'm showing you guys how to suture a wound. All right, now bang, here, I'll show you what we're dealing with. All right. So, this is what we got going on. As of now. All right, here's the back that you can see. Look at all that extra plastic that needs to go. This is going to make this door a lot lighter too. This is a pretty heavy door. And what I was talking about being real careful of what we cut out, as you can see, we have hooks. All right, these hang. These make the pit. There's holes on the inside skin of Stuart's door that those hooks hook into. You know, and there's a couple up top here. You know, so pretty much we're going to be getting rid of this bad boy. All right, this right here was just a cover. There was a 6x9 behind it, and there was just like a mesh cover over it. Yeah, actually you can see it better from this way. You see, that's where the 6x9 or 5x8, whatever they run nowadays, I'm not sure, but all that's going to be gone. There's really not a whole bunch of plastic in the back that we need to cut away. But since I did this one, all right, I'm just going to set this one aside, and we're going to do the driver's door now. Because we might as well just get them all cut off, and then we can just sand them then, or use our belt sander to get those grooves. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with the comments, but with that change, the time change, I know. For some reason, they say that we lost an hour, but I woke up an hour earlier. It's crazy. Like I said, we're just getting this fabric away. We're going to end up taking that 1/2 inch thing and just going zing, zing, and all this fiberglass that's like overhanging the lip we're gonna get it right to that lip, and then when we go and do a quick second coat afterwards, just follow along. I don't want to jump too far ahead. Oh, you know what? And you want to know what makes me even happier about these doors? There we go. Another like. I like it. Is that my boy Stuart? You know, he bounced back into audio as of late, and he seems really excited to have some custom doors, man. You know, he jumped in head first, and I don't know. I'm just happy that I'm part of that. Nobody ever said this part was fun, but this is where things start to take shape. You know what I mean? This is where you can be like, all right, I got shipped some pieces of wood that are round in a panel, and somebody said, hey, make this. This is where your kind of creativity starts to show. And that makes me feel good inside. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit pumped up about these, you know? I don't know. But that seems like legit reason. I gotta be careful, man. Alright, I'm not gonna get too carried away. Alright, boom! Oh, my nose is running. I got a tissue. If you guys freak out about nose blowing like I do, now would be the time to close your ears and mute your shit. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute it. Just in case you missed my face. Actually, I gotta get some of that. Alright, you guys can see the panel and stuff, right? Can I get a couple thumbs up if you guys can see this alright? Or do I need to get closer with more of an angle down to see what I'm gonna be doing? Can you guys see this pretty good? Damn, it's around. Yo, that nose blow is crazy, right? That's what happens when you're 48. You drink coffee all day. Coffee and juice. You know how long I've had this cup for? This Harley cup? Little fun fact. Your boy used to own Harley. I enjoyed it, man. Had a stage 2 Screaming Eagle kit. It was fun. It was nice. But let's get out the sander, our belt sander. Let's get that down. There's just going to be kind of noise right now. So if you don't like noise, actually, let me change. I was going to use this because it's kind of beat up, you know, but I want it to be quick and just take that stuff off. We're not at that, like, oh my God, it needs to be perfect stage yet. Let's get that material out of there quick. We're just killing time. I am going to be doing 2 videos today. Oh, what's going on here? There you go. Raw. I always win. See, there I go throwing stuff on the floor again. All right, let me, what are we going to bust it out with? We got a 120. We're going to go with an 80. Screw it. Let's be men today. An 80. An 80 means I got to be very, very careful. Because these little portable hand belt sanders, I'll tell you what, they take material quick. And you got to stay moving. Because if not, you will have a 1/2 inch groove into whatever this thing touches. If you think I'm kidding, run down to Harbor Freight and get one. These things are badass. All right, let's adjust it with it turned on. Well, I'm not going to touch the thing, but you know what I mean. Let's see here. All right, you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Nose blow goes hard. All right, we're just gonna barely touch. Here we go. Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? Let me make this better. Let me do a before and after so you guys can see, because I don't know if you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. All right. See how pretty much, this isn't, that black line isn't exactly where it's going, but we're going to get rid of all this excess overhanging fiberglass. We're going to do it right to the trim ring. Just like that. We're going to do the same with this one. We're going to get rid of all that. So then we can start being more clean about things. But as of right now, my goal is to do all that and cut the plastic away in the back. And then we can go and do some fiberglass on the front again. Puerto Rico is in the house. Puerto Rico, my boy, Rotary. Sorry, you got, I'm jumping around. I'm trying to get the tripod good here. Is that good? Can I get a thumbs up? All right, here we go. All right, you might want to mute your TV or your headphones or whatever it is you do. Here we go. Come with me. I'll show you guys what I mean. Yo, Jimmy Jam, what's up, my boy? Oh, I don't know what just happened. All right. No, that's all I did. Remember, I said I was just going to knock all of that stuff off to get to that second trim ring for the flush mount. Now this is what it looks like. See, we got not 100. I can go over this just right there, just again. But you kind of get the idea of what I'm up to. I'm taking all that excess. So that 8-inch speaker is just going to go zinc. right in there after we get rid of all that stuff. All right, but I want to clean all this up first, and once I get rid of that back, then I come back usually with the same tool and I edge everything. You know, I get some sparks flying, but there's a lot of fiberglass over these staples right now, so I fiberglass over them, not only, you know, for security, but it keeps them in place for when I flip it over and I bend them over. All right, so we got that one 99% done. I can see probably a little bit there, but I definitely know right here I got to hit again. I can feel. All right, so let's just do this one, and we'll do this one. So we'll get that done here real quick. Yeah, it's definitely a nice little handy tool, man. Harbor Freight. You can do a lot with this thing. You can do a lot with it. Let's get you guys on this one now. You guys want to get real close? There we go. You gotta keep this thing moving, man. Before I go on, I just want to say something. People are, how come you're not covering the door and everything else? A lot of reason I don't cover the door is because then your work gets sloppy because you're not really concerned and you don't take your time to do it right. I know, like, if this was all covered and everything and I'm like, then that's when something happens, even though it's covered. It ain't gonna take nothing but a blow off, a nice wipe, and this thing will still look brand new. You know what I mean? So that I don't know. For some reason I felt like I needed to say that. I don't do it, so it makes me take my time, so I don't rush. It's a personal preference of mine. So I don't know why. I was just sitting here. Of course, when you sand and do shit, that's all you do is think in your head. That's what I was just thinking. All right, I'm going to manipulate the panel a little bit. Can you guys see this area? That's where I'm at. I remember going real thick up here. That's why you can hear it run. Another thing I want to stress is I manipulate the workpiece. I was starting to get in like a weird position to where it'd be easy for me to like not keep this square, and that's a good chance of something happening. All right, now that's what I'm talking about not covering. I was like, stop, Hastings, fucking move the panel around so you're comfortable. You know, I don't have to work around the panel. I'm gonna put the panel to be able to work around me. It's not that bad. And, let me get you guys back out. How do you do the, What's the can? Oh, shucks. What'd I do? Uh-oh. Hold on. See? Mr. Tech guy. This is an everyday struggle. What did I do? Oh, jeez. I'm sorry about that, guys. Holy. That was the worst. I'm sorry you guys had to witness that. So, there we go. We got our idea. I'm going to do the other rings, cut the plastic, and then we're going to go and we're going to trim all this stuff. And then you guys will see exactly what we're dealing with. Looks so good. Look at that nice little transition right there, how it just flows right up. All right, this hump right here it's just so good. So good. Same with this one. Look at how that just right down into that groove. Because you had to. Because remember I was saying this whole area right here just had a grill over it. You know, so this is pretty much nothing. This was dead air. So that's why we had to come up here. Because I couldn't bring this fabric all the way down to here. You know what I mean? That transition's crazy. It'd be like, and then just, that ain't happening. Not with the style, or the way that I build mine, I should say. See what I mean about that speaker? How it just flush with that? So good, man. All right, enough patting myself on the back. Let's get the other one. Let's do the same, boys. Oh. We are so close to getting these backs cut off so then we can see exactly what the panel is going to look like. You know, we'll have the same color. All right, I'm just excited. I got to have a dart, little sip of coffee. I do have a mask. I should have one on, but I just can't right now. Then you guys can look at me for a minute. I just want to know how come I got 5 people in here and only 4 likes. Help your boy out. I shot you a message earlier, Stu. I'm thinking I might have to pull out my Dremel as well. I figured you were in church, brother. I really did. When I came on the live, that's what I said. I figured you were at church, man. I'm probably gonna pull out the Dremel with the little carbide bit and get up underneath this handle for this. I don't know yet. I might be able to manipulate that bad boy and just kind of tink and take that off, because right underneath the handle we're gonna end up I know you guys have heard of Rondo, but I'm gonna do like a Fibo. You know what I mean? It's the tiger hair fiberglass along with resin, and do that, and then just to smooth it in for a transition, I can use my the body filler. It's just going to be a very, very minute. I mean, like literally, I might not even need it, to be honest with you. Who do we have in here? I know Stuart's in here. Oh, Chris Johnson, what's up, brother? Yo, I'm telling you, those little handheld belt sanders, man. That is a beautiful tool because you can angle it and it does a 90-degree, so it doesn't matter. They're awesome. I love it. That's definitely my favorite tool in the fleet besides the Sawzall. Sawzall isn't even like a tool. That's like part of life. You really shouldn't call it a Sawzall because Sawzall is a brand. You know what I mean? It's actually a reciprocating saw. And that was your Sunday dose of knowledge. Got a new instrument. Imagine me blasting a harmonica along with the old trombone someday. Another thing I got to do today is change the oil in my my portable generator. Uh-oh. I think Shelby walked in. I'll be in trouble for something. All right, I'm gonna put this down, and then we can get to sanding, and then we can hook up. Oh! Ooh, new speakers. Glass them in, man. That's just our skin coat. Listen to that thing already. You know what I mean? That's insane. Wait until we do the back and add like 4 layers. I'm happy. How you been, Chris, man? All right, let's get busy. I hear like a kid or something. Holy, what's really going on up there? I wouldn't know. Hey, Shell. Who is that? Oh, curious. Who cares? Let's just make noise. And hey, I just want to say, and this is exactly why I put that outline in there, because imagine like if I fiberglassed all the way over to here and stuff, then you'd have to cut, and then God knows if you cut back, think ahead. You know, I've done quite a few sets, and I've learned through experience what to do and what not to do. or what makes it easier for the right way, or the righter way. Pretty much it's the same 3 steps every. Another thing, you notice how I'm going backwards so I control it. So if I was going the same way, what happened is if it caught, it would just kick. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going the opposite way, so I'm controlling it. So, oh, right now, yeah. Just take that up. Oh, take that other one. That other one in there. For now. The one that goes to the, just for a minute. Or actually, if you want, I can unplug real quick and I'll just use that one. Because I'm only using one cord. Here, take this one. Ugh.
I got it.
Here, take this one and I'll just use that one, alright?
I was trying to.
Because I'm only using the one right now for the. Perfect. Can you plug that in for me?
Yeah.
Oh, on the other side. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it was just real quick. We're playing the chord game, extension chord games. I don't know why. We got like 40 of them, but she's gotta have a certain one. All right, so let's continue. Where was I? Right here. All right, let's keep going because these things are happening. Looking good, my Bruce. My boy, I love you. Shout out to Bruce Jocelyn. Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story before I get going. Maybe 8 months ago or so, when I had just put the doors in, the most recent ones in noise complaint with the 312s and the 2 tweets, I was having a bitch of a time. Something just wasn't right. And out of the blue, you know, it popped in my head. Yo, call Bruce real quick. Now, mind you, Bruce lives like in southern Rhode Island. Like we're talking a couple few hour drive. And I called him. That dude was like, yo, I'm on my way up. He just literally got in his whip. And a nice whip too, beamer lowered, turbo bullshit, and a system that's loud as fuck. But anyways, he come up without hesitation. And sure enough, within like 5-10 minutes, I felt like a moron. He's like, yo, take out the bass blockers. We'll just adjust them on the amp. What happened is when I turned it on, too much power went to one of my tweets and it blew the bass blocker. And it was causing the 4 channel to have one of those circuit things. To just, Bruce, you, sir, are a legend. Oh, and Bruce, if you're watching, my boy, tell homeboy Mike, he messaged me, tell him to fucking tune in, watch some stuff get built. The more the merrier. Like I've done it before. Done that before too. I'm still not just slamming the panel around because I'm staying cognizant of the hooks behind there. I don't like that angle. There we go. for a few minutes. Let me, I gotta plug in the compressor, so bear with me for a minute. It's gonna be loud. Sucks, but it is what it is. And it be what it be. We're getting places. Isn't there one right on? Oh. There. And plus there is a couple in the drugstore. I always know where things are. Now we can start cutting out some of the back. And that's what we're going to use this bad boy for. This right here is another fun tool. You get real intricate with it. So, this is what we're looking at so far. Alright. We're going to start right here at this 10. I know for a fact that all of this right here needs to go. Alright, I'll probably just cut this out right here. Not all the way down just yet, because I know it's like I'm breaking and entering on a door. Not, there we go. Can you guys hear me better now? I just want to cut this down about halfway, just to expose. Actually, I don't even want to cut it that far. Let me see where the staple is. Yeah, once I get this back off, we'll definitely be able to see exactly what we're messing with. So let's start by cutting this right here, and then we'll see. I'm pretty certain I can't pop. You see these rivets right along here? These have got to stay. And this right here is underneath those. This has got to stay because this is what these hooks are held onto. So that's why I just kind of have to come down and just take just as much as I need to know to the, you see the bottom of the speaker here? I know I can cut to here. All right? Right to there. So then I'll be able to see what's below that. All right, because I don't want to cut down here, because once you take that strip, these will be all floppy, and then the integrity of the door itself isn't ruined, but it's not right, you know. I don't want to send something back and it's all fucking fucked, you know. That'd be bullshit. I'll tell you what, if I was well, he did send me brand new doors, and I literally just did this to him. But it's something as simple as this. This has got to stay, because that's like important to me. That's like weird if it doesn't. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, such a good sound. Now I can see, I'm just going to take this out real quick. This is real easy, light plastic. See? Nothing. Now I'm not going to take this out. I'm going to cut right along it real quick so I can see what's behind these. So let me, at the end of all this, I'll show you the plastic pile, man. Alright, now, our little dowel, we're good. We don't need them anymore. These rings, remember I glued them on. Alright, now when we get into the back here, we're going to fiberglass the rings to the shit, man. Just little by little so we can see where we're at. Adjust. Get rid of all the rest right here. I gotta let that air out, man. Once this back is off, you better, oh! Like I said, a lot of this plastic top and bottom is staying. We're just getting rid of this bolt right here so we can expose the whole back side of the panel. Chunks. We will leave that. Now we'll just move over here. This can come off right here. Like I said, these are real rough. I'm not cutting them exactly where they need to be right now. I'm opening it up so I can see everything. Let's see, like all this right here. This I'll cut down in a nice line. Alright, because I need to get back here and fold all these staples over. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here after. Now all we did was just expose the back. See our staple line? Goes over, and then back, over. See him in there? Around. And up. Boom. See? And now when we fiberglass, I could actually get closer, but there's no need to because I can get in there with fiberglass. And we're going to fiberglass these right to the rings now as we put some of our mat right here. So we put that in, and then it just bonds it. So this is kind of a rough idea. So the whole back is now opened up. All right, I can trim these little pockets, which I will. I'll trim them nice and flush. I just wanted to take them halfway down so I could see things. You know, you don't really see any air. Everything is stapled and glued great, or fiberglassed on the outside. Maybe we can fiberglass all that stuff right into the panel. Fiberglass all those. What I like to do is I take some of that mat when it's dry and I put it on that, and then I fold it over. So then when I go to apply the resin, the staples are holding the mat down, and then the resin hardens with the mat in it. So therefore it just kind of like locks it in and bonds it in, and it holds it down. So then you don't have to worry about it peeling up. I'll take, for an example, I'll just show you kind of just a quick, I'll take like that, just for an example, right? And I'll put it down, and then, see, I'm jumping ahead of myself, and I shouldn't. I'll put that down, and then I'll bend the staples over. So then when I go to fiberglass all this, it'll fiberglass that too, and it locks it in. But let me put you guys back on the thing so I can lift this panel up and show you what it looks like now that there's no plastic in the back. So you'll be able to see what the panel really looks like. Let me get out of the way so you can see through it. There. That's what the panel looks like. And just imagine, once we get all this extra stuff off and it's blended right in, it's going to look like it belongs there. It literally will, because those rings are pretty much flush. Now another thing we're going to do, since everything is cleared, we're going to sit it down on a flat spot, and we're going to take some depth measurements for mounting depth. So the 8s are 3.5 before the skin. The 10 is 4.5 before the skin. Now what sucks about this is I'm going to have to kind of guesstimate. You want to know why? Because we have those, the hooks. All right, and the hooks are raising the panel off the table. So I can't go like right to the table. I'm going to have to kind of guesstimate. You know, I can guesstimate that there's probably 1/2 inch, 5/8 of it sticking up. So whatever I measure, I'm gonna, I don't know, 5/8 to 3/4. I'll take off. So our first one right here. We're at 4¼ inches mountain depth. 4¼ inches mountain depth. Here, you guys can take a look. All right, and we needed 3½. So minus, boom, they'll be in there. You might even have like a little space, but there won't need to be any modifications. Now for the 10, reason why we decided to kick it out, not only for like the aesthetic look of it, because I think it's cool. You know, a lot of people will be like, oh, they're not on the same plane, so this one's going to cancel out this one as it's coming and they're going to cross. Yeah, probably technically. But if you're in a parking lot with a bunch of dudes, man, and chicks too been coming up in the game, you know, there's so much deafening noise like surrounding you. You're not going to hear the difference, you know, and you're not going to sit just like with your door shut in there by yourself unless you got, well, a lot of us do that and just blare it. But it's still going to be so loud, you're not going to be able to tell, like, oh my God, the 8s are out of sync, you know? But let's measure this one. All right, this back area right here, this back one, we're at 4¾ to 5½. But what's good about that is that it's at an angle, so it's going to be longer, you know. So they're going to fit. So I'm happy about that, and I'm for sure the other one, everything's symmetrical, but I'll still pull that out. So all right, we got this back cut for now, somewhat. Now let's do that to that, so we can keep them at the same stage. I don't want to just start going ahead on one to show you guys, because the next thing you know, I'm going back to square one doing everything again instead of just kind of going with the flow. See, I already met cash right out. All right, let's put this over. See? We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to get rid of this 6x9 area, little covering, and then cut down. I can see the rings. You can see the rings right here. I don't need to go past those, so I'll just go right up above them. It'll look the same as it did in the back. So, excited we're getting there. Now would actually be a perfect dart time. Let me go see if I have a coffee made. If not, I'm going to grab a juice. You guys just smash that like button. Well, don't smash it if you already have, because then it'll take it away. And then I'll be boo-hooed out. Give me 1 minute. What the heck was that? Alright, I'm back. Shout out to Crystal Light, man. Woo! That'll pucker you up. Alright, we're gonna do what I just did over there, but with a dart out of our mouth. Fuck it, right? Nick it. Oh, as soon as I said dart, everybody left. Alright, here we go. just a pancake. What is it, 6 gallon? I should know better. But I'm not using this every day, you know what I mean? So. Might as well just let it charge up. Should be able to get to those over there. It's crazy how these doors are made. It just seems like they're just, I don't know, man. New cars ain't like the old ones where shit was put together with nuts and bolts. Does that make sense? This is all like hot fucking glue. It's factory, you know, it's how they do it, but they have those plastic glue rivets. I know that probably doesn't make sense too much, but they didn't take those off by heating them and just hot gluing them back. It's the same difference, but they're never the same. You know, they always loose and wobbly because the plastic glue that they use is firmer. I know, relax. We only have this, and then just cut this, and then we can do other things. It's early, man. It's 2 o'clock, you know. We'll get all this, we'll do another thing of resin, and then later tonight, you know, we'll come and we'll start doing some things. I might do another live tonight. It all depends. I've been feeling it. Like I said earlier, it's the fucking weather. The weather changing, my whole like mood is changing. Cold sucks. I don't even know why. I live in New England. Oh, New England blows, man. Could have just drilled those rivets out. I don't know why I didn't, but those that's just for this like whole piece. It didn't matter. The thing is, they kind of connect with a plastic piece over here. Ah, that's why. Duh. That's why I'm on this side of it. They connect to a plastic piece over here holding this on up here so that doesn't flap around. That's why I did that. Okay. I'm sitting here saying, what am I doing? So that's why. I said, just bear with me. You know? I've never seen back these panels before. They're jumbo. Super heavy. But I'll tell you what. We're making them lighter the more we cut away. But we're going to add some fiberglass. And fiberglass I don't think is as heavy as this bullshit. Definitely not. Because this is just straight. Like, ugh. There's a lot of weight here. We're going to lighten these up for the ride home. Alright. Let's get busy. see. All right, let's cut this away. Right here, come down, and we'll go over. Yes, sir. Just like that. Carry this right over. Give that a second. Like, yeah, I've had 4 consistent people in here. I appreciate that shit. Alright, I waited long enough. Another big old chunk. fuck am I even doing here? Hold on. Right. Slow down. Let me put that away. I don't even need that just yet. Fucking mess. Can't even get upstairs. Okay, I was wondering why I wasn't coming on. Alright. I want to do that front first. I want to sand that front down first around the edges. Let me do a few. Let me bend a few of these over just for my own sake. They're not going anywhere, but I do it a very unconventional way. I could just use a big screwdriver, but where did it go? Dude, my life is in shambles. Where is it? It ain't too far. I used it not too long ago. Oh well. I don't know where it is, but it's fine. It's alright. It's not far. Actually, it might even be upstairs. Well, all it is just my micro hammer. It's like ting, 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 ting. I can use a big flathead too and just kind of bend them over. That's probably, unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do. I just wanted to pound on something. We'll just use this guy for now. I didn't bum though. Where did it go? Now's not the time to be looking for it, but you know, kind of makes the guy wonder. It literally probably. No, could it be in here? See, now I'm fixated on finding my shit. It's probably outside. But let's fold a couple of these over. Remember, I don't want to fold them all over, just because that's all I'm doing is just kind of pushing them over. That's why with the hammer, it's just like ting, 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 ting. And then you beat them flat. And when you do that, it pulls everything kind of closer too. And that's why I don't like doing them. I'm already bleeding and shit. But I just want to get a few. Just on some corners here. It's just for my peace of mind. Trust me, they're not going anywhere, but I just like to do it. kind of like you only go into the store for some darts and some crystal light, but you still gotta wear your seatbelt, you know? I have no idea how that even, like, made sense. See what happens when there's no tools running? My mouth runs. Alright, let's take that and start just kind of getting some of this. Let's get some of that stuff out of there. Gonna have to be super careful. You'll see. Like, I gotta focus. My name is Blaine and I'm focused. Ugh. How long have we been on here for? Oh, hour and a half. Now listen, we're just kind of gonna go zinc, 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 all this stiff stuff around. Alright, this is the important part. This is where I gotta fucking focus. This is where it's right under the handle. Pay attention. I have to. I don't want to rub too far in case there's like a staple. I don't like that way. Rough. Actually, by doing that and just kind of getting and scuffing up the panel itself is going to be great, because you need to do that anyways when we go and fiberglass and stuff, because we're going to end up smoothing everything right in, sanding it fine down so it just rolls right in. Like I said, we wanted to make it look like that's how it is. All right, there's that one. All right, let's set it off to the side so we can do that to this. We're going to stay the same rhythm. Coming out all right though. Coming out all right though. See what I mean by that thing will definitely take chunks if you're not paying attention. Hurts your back, man, just sitting there kind of, because you're kind of like hovering over and everything else. It's like, like for real? Ugh. But I definitely need to stay on it so we can, I gotta clean this place up is what I gotta do too. But I want to get these in the same state, because now boy, those look good. Sorry. Alright, let me get my tool again. I'm sitting here looking at them. I like them. I really, really like them, man. Start right here. You guys can maybe see me. You guys might not be able to see this that great. Oh, my neck, my back. I was being real ballsy right there. I'm going to blow this off and we're going to take a quick intermission. I'm going to stay alive, but I want to move everything over. I want to sweep this up. I want to pick up all the plastic. I'll show you guys kind of what kind of mess we're dealing with. so far, like here's our work area. And I just been tossing shit right here. That's the majority of everything that really needs to come off. That's it. There's just going to be a few more little straggler pieces. You know, a few pieces like that are a little bit bigger, but nothing bigger than this piece right here that needs to get cut off anymore. So, all in all, it wasn't that bad of a catastrophe. All right, now I'm just going to move these. So you can see the back. We still got some trimming to do just to make it look pretty. This stuff, just make it look pretty, but everything that we need to access, we can, you know? So, and look at this. This is what I'm talking about. It's this stuff right here that I get excited about. Look how that just kind of rolls perfect in with this factory piece. Look how it looks like it belongs there, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody just say, Hastings, shut your fucking mouth. And look, it's even angled the way that the plastic is. You know, so you get an idea. That right there is just, that's sweet. And that's what I'm saying. That's going to get molded right in. And you won't even tell. Heck yeah, right? The other one's the same. Show you guys what we did. We just got the majority of that excess off. All right. Because we still have to fiberglass this in. We're still going to sand this up. All right. And that's why, like over here, you see how we wanted to stay away from this edge? From here over, all this right here is going to stay stock. But from this over, that's why I left this area so we can fade it in. Fade it in. And this is that little area up here underneath the handle. See that like little lip? Boom. That's, everything's going to get molded and it's just going to kind of fade right into it. Boom. As you can see. So, we're in good shape. What was I doing? Cleaning real quick. All right, let me put these over here, guys. You got to bear with me for a second because I hate tripping over everything. And, you know, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean is something my old boss used to tell me. Yes, sir. Let's let me just put this over here. No, I'm not like gonna vacuum and everything. I'm just gonna kind of sweep off the rug. Straight trailer trash in it right now. Oh, that works actually. Because I hate sanding inside. But we didn't really do that much. We just knocked things down. We're going to be doing a lot of that outside here in the next couple days because up here in New England, the weather is going to be close to 70 this coming week. And then I guess like Thursday or Friday, might get some snow again. Who knows? I already have a receptacle down here, so. Our genuine heater yesterday. We had those set up. I don't know if I didn't do a video of those. I did do a video, but it was just Stuart. We had the fiberglass curing in front of the heaters. I'm almost done. My trombone fell apart. Ugh. Oh, what side is which? Figured me being a stellar trombone player I am would know. Alright. This thing has got to go somewhere. Let's just shove it over here. Alright, there you go. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. This goes over there. Oh, fucking fat, man. Fucking gained 11 pounds this winter. I can feel it too. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But what I do have to do is pick up all this plastic and shit. So, hold on. Holy, sounds like a recyclable center here. What happened to my... Oh, my dustpan's right there. Well, I don't need to get that deep into it. Alright, there's that. I gotta go to the bathroom. You guys hold on a second. That last there, put a creaker. Alright. Let's put this away. Do I have anybody in here? If not, I'm just gonna end it and stuff. Because I got a fiberglass anyways, but if I got anybody in here, I can't see. Some thumbs up or something? Help your boy out. Or not. Put this back over. You know what? I have a feeling that my area is going to get overtaken later when the temperature goes down. Somebody's in the household still like it's Super Bowl Sunday, you know? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When you get fiberglass on this stuff, yeah, just let it dry. Because then you can just take something sharp, it just pops up and it doesn't even tell. But if you smear it while it's on, it gets into the cracks, and then it's just no bueno. So just let it harden. That's why if you look, there's a couple little drops. But as you saw, you just kind of go tink, and they fly right off because they're dry. And there's so much like oil and stuff in these. Even though I wiped them down, before I applied, there's still, it's hard to stick to. Yeah. So it is what it is. Super happy with these. I'm gonna have to come up here and get this area. We're gonna have a straight line coming back from here, so I'm not really concerned about that. Another thing I thought about doing, but it really won't be too difficult, is if you did want these wrapped with something, we could. And then on the seams, get some of the wire LEDs, you know what I mean? And it would outline this like panel right here. You could run right along this seam right here. And then like his color, his truck is gray, but it could be a different, you know, red, green, whatever the fuck you want. You know, they're all programmable. See, look at that, it just pops right off. I love it. It's another thing you learn. Just let this stuff dry and then take it off. But yep, I'm gonna fiberglass all this in, rough that up. Do the same on the back, lay that down. Fold those screws over. As ridiculous as this sounds, like if you weren't putting like a lot of power and stuff to these right here, they're, you could almost put fucking speakers in them right now and just let them play. I'm telling you that stuff. Listen, that's solid. You know, it's that mat, the fleece. It's that, and obviously it's saturated through, but we still gotta hit the back a few times. We're gonna hit the back 3 times, and we're gonna hit this front 1 more time. So that'll actually be five layers, because this is a layer. 3 on the back would be 4. 1 more on the out would be 5, and then I'm figuring what I want to do as far as the thought I saw my hammer. So that's where we're at. As you can tell, this is part 2. This is what we did in part 2. You know, part 1. Well, part 1 should have been me setting the rings and stuff, but the last thing I need to listen to music and kind of zone out doing that. The last thing I wanted to do was, you know, trying to entertain. I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Super excited about this. Let's see. Yeah. This panel's the same as the other one. See how it just flows right in? Man. Alright. I have 3 faithfuls in here. I love you guys. We've been on for a couple hours. I know what I need to do next. So we're in a great spot. One thing that's definitely going to benefit us is the next few days is going to be beautiful up here. So we'll be able to get a lot of the fiberglassing done, especially like in the back. We'll be able to lay it on nice and thick because it'll be warm, it'll cure. We'll be able to do a couple coats in a day. You know what I mean? Yeah, buddy. But, oh, who's ever stuck around, I love you. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. That everybody who's liked, I appreciate you. And turn those notifications on for part 3. Coming very, very soon. Most likely tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow mid-morning, who knows. But I love you guys. Mini Trucker 88. I'm out.